All right, let's just jump right in. We're living in a world that is just constantly buzzing with opinions, right? Judgments, reactions, it is non-stop. And today we're going to tackle a skill that is, I'm not kidding, a superpower. Learning how to not take things personally so you can actually protect your inner peace. You know that feeling, don't you? I mean, you're having a great day, everything's going fine, and then, bam, one little comment, one critical email, heck, even just a weird look from a stranger, and suddenly you're in a total tailspin. It can just completely hijack your entire day. But here's the thought that changes the whole game. What if that comment, that criticism, that reaction, what if it had almost nothing to do with you? Let's really dig into that idea, because it's a big one. So, first things first, to figure out how to protect ourselves, we kind of need to understand why words have so much power over us to begin with. Let's look under the hood at why things sting. It all comes down to these things called emotional triggers. You can think of them like hidden buttons that are wired directly to our deepest insecurities. You know, the words themselves don't really have any power. They only get it when they press a button that's already there. A fear that we're not good enough, or maybe that we're lazy or unlovable. The hurt isn't in the word. It's in the meaning we've already attached to it. And this is exactly why this saying is just so true. People can only press the buttons you hand them. See, when we get aware of our own triggers, our own insecurities, we can actually start to dismantle them. It's kind of like taking the batteries out of those buttons. The fewer buttons you've got, the less power anyone has to mess with your peace. Okay, so this brings us to what is, for me, the most powerful idea in this whole thing. The mirror principle. This right here is the big aha moment. So here's the deal. When someone says something negative to you or about you, it's almost never a clear window into who you are. Instead, it's a mirror. It's reflecting their own inner world, their stress, their fears, their past, their limits. Their reaction is a piece of their story, not a final verdict on yours. Let's break it down. Someone says your idea is bad. Is it really? Or are they just projecting their own fear of trying something new? Someone tells you you're not capable of that. Well, maybe what they're really saying is, wow, I can't imagine myself ever doing that. And that angry driver laying on the horn in traffic, come on, it is almost never about you. It's about the fact that they're late and their whole morning is a mess. It's their reality, not yours. I absolutely love this metaphor. Just picture every opinion, every comment that comes your way as a piece of mail delivered to your front door. Now, you are under zero obligation to open it, and you're definitely not required to bring it inside and put it on display. You get to be the gatekeeper. You look at it and decide, is this useful? Is this true? No? Then you can just mentally mark it, return to sender, and let it go. Okay, so we're getting the theory. It makes sense, but how do we actually do it? How do we build that resilience, that inner shield that keeps us steady when the world gets noisy? Real confidence isn't about being totally immune to criticism. That's impossible. It's about having such deep roots of self-worth that you don't get knocked over by every little gust of wind. And that kind of self-assurance, it's not built by getting likes or approval from other people. No, it's built in the quiet moments when you acknowledge your own strengths, you celebrate your little wins, and you just affirm your own value to yourself. And here is maybe the most practical tool you can start using immediately. It's all about the power of the pause. So something happens, a trigger. Instead of that instant emotional reaction, you just stop. You take one slow, deep breath. That tiny little space you just created, that's where all your power is. In that moment, you go from a knee-jerk reaction to a conscious, thoughtful response. Now, this whole approach doesn't mean you become cold or you just disconnect from people. It's actually the opposite. This quote really nails it. It's about detachment without disconnection. You can listen with compassion. You can totally understand that someone is lashing out because they're in their own kind of pain or fear. You can see it. You can acknowledge it. You can even empathize, all without absorbing it into your own system. And finally, let's talk about the ultimate choice we have to make. It's about putting your own peace above your pride. This is where the real freedom is. You know, holding on to insults, replaying arguments over and over in your head, carrying around grudges, it is just exhausting. Your ego, your pride, it wants you to hold on. It wants to fight and prove that you were right. But letting go isn't giving up. It's an act of radical self-care. You are actively choosing to prioritize your own well-being over the cheap, temporary thrill of being right. This is such an important truth. Listen, you could be the most perfect, juicy, delicious peach in the entire world, and there is still going to be somebody out there who just hates peaches. It's not a reflection on the peach. You don't need everyone to get you or approve of you. And the moment you stop wasting all that precious energy trying to convince them of your value, you get all that energy back for yourself. So, how do we make this a real habit? We practice. Think of these daily reminders like a workout for your brain. Read them, say them, and start to really believe them. They help you literally rewire your default settings from reacting to responding with peace. You know my personal favorite on this list? I will not collect other people's opinions. It's so good. And really, this is what it all boils down to. No one can just hand you inner peace, and honestly, no one can take it away unless you give them permission. It's your most valuable asset, and it is your job, and your job alone, to be its guardian. So we'll just leave you with this question to take with you. From this moment on, how are you going to choose to protect your peace?